Let's do it.
On Liberation, yeah, it's going to be so fun, so much fun. I love this map. It's so interesting. Is that monitor position okay for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you good? Okay. If we need to change it, just let us know. We'll mix it around. We're into the knife round. It's always like, what's the strategy in the knife round, Mark? What are you feeling?
Anything that we've ever tried never works. You'll notice that we lose 95% of our knives.
Yeah, I'm not very good at the knifing in this game either. I feel like I stab people directly and then I just die.
Yeah, I can never gauge the distance right, and anytime I think I've nailed it, I missed them and then I'm dead at the same rate. It's bugged.
I always think of it as like lancing. You got a knife and just charge at them afterwards. You get a little bit of a run on it.
There's so many things that people do, and every time I try it, I just die. So
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, you can have the knife. We don't need it.
I mean, is it better than the old knife strategy of just lying down every time someone got in front of you?
No, because that's the only way I could win.
That works.
I just prone in a body.
Fair enough.
We are hopping in though. I mean, there wasn't too many delays here early on, all things considered. But yeah, this should be an interesting one. I haven't really got to see either of these teams playing. As you said, you did get the info that they played online before, and Game Agents, I believe, came out on top. So should be interesting, but of course, LAN, different environment. You never know what's going to happen right now. And that is a pretty strong lineup for Lèsè. A few names I do recognize. Looking like we do have a fairly quick play actually coming in towards this A bomb site. Smoke down, just going to be going straight through it. One player on the bomb site, but Cappy not able to find anything, getting dropped. I was going to say Zupi had a good chance there to find one, but being tagged down now, forced back off towards long. Going to be just waiting for his teammates to look to try and play for that retake.
Got a shotgun in play for Mastermind. Hasn't done a whole lot for him. He's already taken out. And into a 2 versus 5. That's pretty much a GG. So Game Agents bought up, I think, 3 smokes there. And then they had the carbines to work with as well. Smoking out on mid early on, blocking off a bit of vision. And then immediately blitzing over towards the A site, taking all the fights as they rolled. It worked. It worked.
That's why I don't buy a shotgun on this map anymore.
Yeah.
It's a gamble. If they go B and they don't come in the alley that you're watching, you're dead.
If they go A.
It's like 75-25 that it loses.
We were only just talking about the shotgun and how obviously with the nerf coming in, teams don't buy it nearly as much as they did before. Players in general, like pretty much everyone hates it. St. Sam's here though, so maybe we see the resurgence of it.
No, it should stay gone.
Yeah.
It's much better to be too weak than too strong, so you sniping people with shotguns down B long. It was fun for a day, and then it was...
Yeah. It was fun for a couple clips, and then you're like, alright.
I'm over this. Fix it, Joe.
Yeah. Then someone jumps around the corner and shotguns you, and you're like, alright, can we not? Ooh, nice shot.
Yeah, nice shot by Alexi. I was going to add that, yeah, indeed, it gets a little bit boring after you see aces upon aces with those shotguns, so I do agree with Mark. Nice little trade coming back in. Mastermind stuck in dark at the moment. Spirit going to be running around to make sure that no one pushes forward, and with that, the bomb is indeed going to be going down. 4v4, not a terrible position for either team to be in, but it is going to be a pretty tough retake right now from Lèsè, especially as we see Box actually pushing forward and managing to take that kill. Another one being found on towards Zupi. Be trying to come in, trying to trade out to the Gamer, doesn't work out. Oh, okay. I mean, Mastermind the entire time has just been chilling in dark. A little bit late that he does eventually decide to chime in. It's a 1 versus 2 still remaining at this point, but I mean, maybe there is a small chance.
And they only had the popcorn rifles to work with, so not too bad to be able to find that many kills. 20 seconds. I mean, as long as they play it right on Game Agents, there's no way they can lose this. They've got the positions to just play time, run that clock down. Mastermind at this point, he knows it's lost. He should just be saving. There we go.
Yeah, I mean, considering he only had the default SMG to start the round, not too bad that he's going to be bringing over a Carbine and also the Thompson. Ooh, hang on, he could be in trouble though. That player coming in from spawn, yeah, Gaver will eventually take him down. There we go, Skilled being able to get himself the second frag of the round, just as it ended. No weapons actually going to be carried over for Lèsè, but they've got decent money, they probably will be buying in here.
Oh, we do? Yeah. Cool, I have a game.
Oh, they do have a game?
Yeah, I'm not sure who we're playing, but we're playing.
Alright, fair enough, brother. Well, good luck.
Probably just brought some strangers in off the street. Just like, we'll just feed these to endpoint.
Stream didn't hear that, that's okay. So Mark's
little nade lineup from the statue. Oh, and it actually does connect. I'm not sure if that was Zupi who threw that one, but either way, nice little opening kill going in favor of Lèsè early on. Ooh, Spirit getting very aggressive right now. And yeah, Lèsè with their current positioning, they aren't really in the greatest of spots to actually see him going forward. He could creep in right now, maybe catch someone off guard. The bomb probably going to be getting planted here. But they are taking their time. that's the issue. Now there's a flank already actually coming in. You can see the A long push came through, so I mean the bomb goes down, but they're pretty much trapped in towards the bomb site now. We're going to have to see them pushing in towards one of these areas, and it seems like they do want to go up through the steps.
In a 4v5, they have no real option to take the control up behind. They've just got to watch for that flank now. They're committing players towards it at least. Looking back every now and then, that's all they need. Just spot the information and bail. Going in for the retake. That's not gone well for Lèsè, actually. They've walked right into Bumblebee. Spirit skills getting destroyed as they push through those smokes around them. And you can see Game Agents at the moment, they've definitely got the upper hand. The jump being found by Box. And that's a nice, easy round for Game Agents. Really nice post plants being held. And Lèsè just not clearing it well. I mean, the fact that they're pushing in together, because we did see two players, I think, in towards upper, pushing in together and still getting ripped apart by the crossfire the Game Agents had set up. It's a really good start for them.
Yeah, I said it looked like they were going to get aggressive up the steps, but as you said, then just kind of waiting instead, leaving a couple players to watch the flank, had those two players ready with the crossfire towards the steps once the push finally came in. So a nice recovery from Game Agents after initially being down by a player as well. We see now the buy not being too strong here for Lèsè, kind of just buying into the MP40s. A decent amount of utility, I suppose, early on, and it actually is Mastermind to find the opening in towards that house over towards B.
Yes, they got full smokes to play with, so they can fully push up B, get into the house, and that's what you need with the SMGs. They've also smoked down mid, managing to get themselves into position here. See Baz ready to roll. And Zupi's going to catch him one off. That's a really nice push out from Spirit, but he's only good for one. And those 1-for-1 trades, especially with the bomb being down around this area, it's not ideal to play with. Skills is being heard stepping around. He's going to try to back off and rotate over to Bumblebee.
Oh, Mastermind pushing up through the market, though, at this point may actually be able to find that bomb. Skills could be in trouble. The question is, where is he actually going to bring this? Indeed, going to be bringing it around towards A, through the arches. Going to get shot in the back, the bomb goes down, and with that, it's all onto Bumblebee now in a 1 versus 2. This is certainly the best chance we've seen for Team Lèsè so far to actually get one on the board, but let's see, the nade going in, not quite going to be landing. Does manage to spot that first player out in behind the car, but not able to actually connect the shots. Going to be swapping over to the sniper, and Mastermind just pops up to finish him off. So there it is, Team Lèsè finally getting around on the board, doing so with a couple players alive, being able to pull over that sniper as well, quite importantly for Alexi.
And Mastermind was in such a key position, just pushed up in market. The fact that he's obviously in just a position that Game Agents are assuming is clear, he's able to catch so many players off guard. A nice 3K. You got good utility coming in for Lèsè, still with the MP40s, but you've got a scope on Alexi, obviously, as a secondary. He's going to go for the early mid peek, doesn't spot anybody out in a smoke down so they can get aggressive in towards the second connector. Very aggressive pushes, but again, it's what you expect when you've got these SMGs in play. Mastermind and Alexi finding them, but as Game Agents push out, they're going to trade spots. Now, they're the defense. They're the ones in the B site, but still to get the bomb planted. And Baz even picks up skills on the outskirts. It's two players alive, and they're about to be surrounded. There's no control over towards windows for Team Lèsè, but Game Agents haven't cleared it, so they have no idea. They try to get back aggressive, finding one, but yeah, there's just no way out of that situation. There's no clean way to exit.
Yeah, I mean, that was just a very similar round to the previous one from Team Lèsè. Just had those smokes down aggressively again, pushed Mastermind up in towards the house, found the opening kill, and then from that point, we're just able to trade successfully in their own favor. So, good work coming in from Lèsè. Game Agents in that previous round didn't have the greatest of buys in this one as well. Not going to be spending everything, just kind of getting what they can. I mean, we see Spirit and also Box invest in all of their economy. They're going to be able to get a bit of utility behind a Thompson and a couple Carbines as well. So there's a chance for Game Agents to maybe get something done in this round, but they are keeping some money, ensuring that coming into the next one, they'll be able to get out pretty much everything they want. And this time, I don't think we're going to see that aggressive smoke coming in from Team Lèsè, playing a little bit more passive over towards that B-bomb site. And again, that does seem where Game Agents like to try and favor towards early on, only really leaving Bumblebee, I believe that is, over towards the A side of the map as a little bit of a lurker.
They haven't been putting a lot of presence after that first round towards A, so there's a really good chance that he catches a couple of players off as soon as these smokes start to come in over towards the B-bomb site.
Good timing on that smoke, though.
Oh, man. Mastermind only gets one from that position, but now they're worried. They have to go back. They have to deal with him, and they catch him on the spam through the smoke. Now their mind is at ease, and they're going to start to look to push towards the site. They know there's one towards dark, and this is dangerous. Box landing the shot on Zupi, traded out by Alexi, who's hiding behind the half wall, and as they exit back towards spawn, Baz is already there. The 2 versus 2, though, with him falling, and they've got control thanks to Bumblebee on the flank. But he gets caught out. A little bit too aggressive, considering the bomb wasn't on A yet, but the skills will still make it.
That was the play right there. If he had just waited, held for the rotation, the bomb would have went down. He maybe could have found even one kill on the rotation. And at that point, a 2v1. But as you said, Skilled still able to get that bomb planted. Now he is the 1 versus 2 to try and actually make this happen. And should have a pretty decent idea about where both of the players were. Only thing is now they probably could have pushed forward. Could be trying to wrap in around and behind them as well. So you see Skilled rather looking to try and get a little bit aggressive here. See what he can find out. Get that info early on. And you can see he does have to be careful of that long flank as well. But here we go. Cappy alongside Alexi moving in from the street. From the spawn street, of course. And I mean, once they do get on towards that bomb site, this is going to be very difficult for Skills to actually deal with. Smoke goes down. He is going to begin to push forward. Spots out the first player. Okay, gets Cappy through the door, but the bomb is being stuck, and I don't think he realizes. Skilled so low on health as well, but he's able to make it happen. Looking for the kill. A little bit of an insult, maybe, towards the end. Not quite. Lay down. I was hoping maybe he'd look down a little bit with those shots. But Team Lèsè getting themselves yet another round. And I mean, as you said, that kind of comes down to Bumblebee, I would say, in the spawn. He didn't really need to take that peek. Should have just slowed it down at that point. He could have been like, okay, the A-bomb site's clear, come plant. I'm in a good position here to cut off the rotation. I can slow them down. But got a little bit over-aggressive.
And that 1v2 Skills was spotted straight away, so the bomb was just going to be stuck as soon as they knew he was only over towards white boxes. And obviously playing it a little slow, assuming the player would have come off the bomb. It's unfortunate. Looking at Game Agent's buy, they've got a really nice opportunity to fast push in towards B. They're looking at the close range fights on both sides of the fence. That was Lèsè find a 1-for-1 trade, and Smoke goes down over towards the B site to at least keep them boxed in a little bit and allow time for Lèsè to recover, because with one player lost towards the B bomb site, the closest to help is going to be Baz. They have no info on whether it's going to be a push towards B or not, so it's hard to rotate anybody out of position at the moment.
Oh, okay. Bumblebee comes in with the save, but yeah, that was almost horrible right there. Baz looking for it, eventually able to find one, but another couple of players unfortunately going to be quickly following that one up for the trade again for Game Agents. And 3 versus 2 at this point. Cappy alongside Zoopy. And speaking of Zoopy, he's taking quite a lot of damage, being forced back out of that B bomb site, and with that, the bomb likely to go down. It's all on the Cappy now. Unfortunately, didn't have a nade to try and actually slow that one down. But he does still have a lot of time. It's only now being planted. He's in a 1 versus 2. The only issue is he doesn't know the exact position, and right now 1 towards the B house, 1 towards upper, playing around that window. Should be able to find that info pretty early, and as soon as he does, Blue rather, is just able to peek out and find the back exposed. Finally, Game Agents will be able to get themselves another round on the board here. But a break to what I believe was 3 rounds in a row there from Lèsè.
Bumblebee actually got that kill through the smoke. He got the information on where the player was that had caught the... I can't remember who it was that was in yellow anyways. And Bumblebee was behind the arch. There was a smoke down on arch, and he just shot the sniper through and took the kill. So a really nice frag to find, and that keeping his teammate alive, opening up the B site. Leaving Baz to have to rotate in. A really nice opening to find. Basically what gifted them that round.
Good bit of damage by Zoopy early on, and actually does manage to capitalize on it right there. Box was trying to make his way down the steps. They're looking to, of course, try and swap things up a little bit. This time, putting the majority of their forces over towards this A side of the map. And no one really getting aggressive from Team Lèsè, so they don't have the info exactly, but they do realize a lot of presence is now being shown over this side of the map. Blue going to be able to find one. They won't expect Zoopy on this exact same angle just so quickly afterwards. Unfortunately, only able to get one, not having enough bullets left in that MP4. He gets caught by Spirit as he made his way in towards the house, but it is still the 3 versus 3. The bomb now getting planted. Baz trying to push forward through the smoke, gets dropped, and there it is. Game Agents take themselves a favorable position.
And for Lèsè coming in, it's not going to be easy. Alexi at least has the STG to work with, taking a fight already. And he's going to be taken down. Bumblebee finds it. It's all on Mastermind to clutch it, and not able to find a thing. Spirit takes his head clean off and puts a 5th on the board for the offense. Getting the rounds on the board early on. Really, as long as they can just manage to consistently win these out, they'll be feeling pretty good. If they can put themselves up on around 7 rounds, they're comfortable. Now, at the moment, Lèsè are struggling, but the buy coming through doesn't look too fantastic either. 3 smokes to make an appearance as a Gaver on Cappy. But that's the only weakness in terms of hardware. There are only 4 smokes, 2 now to play with as they've already smoked up. Moving in fast towards the site, but the boost works out well with Alexi finding 1. And now just bailing on back a little bit towards the windows. So the problem here is it's a little too risky to stick around, and you haven't got the nades to stop them from planting, so you have to. If you back off, Like, they're going to get smoked out. Here's the smoke coming in for windows. Now you've got a choice to make. Do you push in aggressively, or do you just let them have the plant?
I mean, in theory, they could try to boost again, but I don't think they're going to. You can see right now they are being quite cautious of this on the game agent side. As I say that, though, Cappy spamming into the smoke, managing to actually pick up skills. Who was trying to get that bomb planted. Now they're in a much better position. They can let that bomb go down. They can try and just move in as 5 afterwards. But as I say, that Box going to be able to find one heading straight back up towards the steps as well. We see 2 players looking to try and move in. And we do see one from Alexi, but Box immediately returns with a double of his own, making it 3 already in the round. And we see Bumblebee watching for the flank as well, has an idea about what's happening, manages to connect some pretty good damage on towards Baz, and this round right now just falling apart. As I say that, though, an important kill from Zoopy, a second as well being found onto Bumblebee. But damn, did Box put up a fight for that one.
Box did a really good job, so he actually smoked over the left side of windows, the part where you can't see through the wood. The reason for that obviously being that they just lost a player. It was a 3v4. He dropped the smoke so that no one could boost up, because they couldn't any longer commit a player towards watching that boost. They had to be conscious of a flank coming around, so that smoke prevents the defense of Lèsè from doing anything. Boosting up, there was already a smoke down on the stairs side of windows. So nothing that could be done. They're clean to get the plant as long as no one peeks arch. And Box obviously then pushed up and just deleted the upper hold.
Yeah, I mean, at least they got that bomb down, got themselves the extra token, of course. You see the buy coming into this round is not terrible. A decent amount of utility, some nades, smokes alongside those Thompsons, and then just the one M1 Garand. Good damage. Mastermind, I'm not sure. I think he just got spammed down over towards this B side of the map right there. Box getting returned on a little bit, needs to be careful. But for the moment, anyway, nothing really too heavy in terms of the commitment going to be coming in early on. They're going to just split up, waiting to see where they can find these picks. And as you can see, it is Box that manages to pick up that opening over towards B. Spirit also spotting a player around tank on mid. Doesn't really want to stick to that fight, though. With the man advantage at this point, don't really want to give the chance for Lèsè to actually pull themselves back into this.
The Spirit moving in towards market with Bumblebee in position on A. If they can just drag or rotate, this could be huge for them. They could catch out the A defense immediately. Bumblebee in position, not hitting the shots, unfortunately, as they back on over. He's been spotted now. There's the shots on him, taking him down. Now they rotate to B, and this is a bit of a disaster for game agents. Their hand is firmly being shown. Spirit might be able to catch one off. They were being conscious of it for a minute. There's the info, and Tiffy goes around to find the kill. They're being picked apart now. It's only the B offense left to work with. Box is taken down, trying to get aggressive on middle. They're planting the bomb, but look. Oh, Alexi, don't miss that shot. Bomb's still not planted, though, at least, and it's only the 2 of them to push. Knife comes out. He's got to get it as well. A +10 after the Kar98K kill, and that is a disaster of a round for game agents. They were set up perfectly for that round, and every single thing they tried, they missed the shots unless they returned them.
Yeah, I mean, Alexi missing that shot there, not being able to stop the bomb plant. You thought, okay, maybe this could be it. He delayed a little bit. There was like 20 seconds left. They both start pushing him. You figure, at the very least, they should be able to get the trade on him right here. But no, somehow hits the no-scope, is able to get a couple of attempts at the knife before actually going out on top of it. That was an awkward round. 5-5, though. Lèsè have had a pretty good recovery overall. They were down 3-0 at the beginning, of course. Well, let's see. Some good damage early on from the nades in their favor. Box getting tagged down will eventually be finished off, but not before, of course, that aggression from Mastermind in towards the B house was shut down. So it is just going to be kept in a pretty equal position here with the 4 versus 4. And again, game agents just with all of their players focused over towards this B side of the map early on, and Team Lèsè seem to realize that. They've already rotated over a 3rd player to give the help if needed. Currently playing around that broken wall, but can quickly rotate in through the arch if they call for it. Unless the smoke goes down, of course, that could definitely make things a little bit more difficult. There's also a spot in tank where pretty soon he may find Bumblebee creeping forward.
Again, not working out too well on that mid push. This time, obviously, Bumblebee, who has been playing towards A the vast majority of the rounds. Smoke's coming over, being blocked out. There's a player in dark was watching for the nades coming over. And you can still see them. He's still relatively safe in that sense, but the spam through the wall will definitely do a little bit more damage than expected. As Zoopy goes down, they're pushing through the smoke. Bomb's still going to be planted. Baz a little bit late getting that frag, and as Alexi falls, Baz got a lot of pressure on his back. He heals up behind the box. His teammate Cappy is en route in through the arches to the regular connector. It's a bit of an issue, though. He's just been spotted. As the bomb's going to be tapped. The players aren't in position to stop this, actually. Is that still being diffused? No, they faked it out.
But yeah, as you said, they couldn't actually see it, so they didn't know that it wasn't being stuck, so that was a very awkward position. Blue, though, coming around from behind, managing to take down Cappy just as he tapped the bomb. Now it's the 1 versus 1. There's not all that much time remaining. The question is Baz sticking it? No. Hoping to be able to actually fake that peek in, but right now Blue is not falling for it. Massive balls, and As the bomb is finally being stuck, decides to go forward, makes the correct assumption that this time around it's not going to be the fake, and manages to get himself the kill. And with that, the round for Game Agents, so they do reclaim the lead, 6-5.
A really good read by Blue there to know that that's not going to be the stick coming through. And it's a big risk to take, but he knew what was going on. And at that point, Baz had no other choice but to stick it. Blue pushes in late, less than 7 seconds left, takes the kill. It's 6-5, fighting for the final round now. You got a sniper coming out on Bumblebee. All the tokens invested at this point.
We haven't seen a lot really happening from the snipers so far, to be fair. So it's been interesting. Winning kill this time around coming in from the nade. It is going in favor of skills, but pretty quickly brought back into the 4v4 again. And this is kind of going back to what we seen working for Team Lèsè earlier on when they were getting those aggressive smokes over towards B, pushing forward with the MP40s. That was when they really had their most kind of dominating rounds, most convincing ones. But Game Agents grouping up around A this time. We've seen Baz playing this position as well before, so they should be expecting it. He's still able to get himself one before they actually clear it out. Eventually, Spirit is the one to come in for the trade, keeping it down to that 2 versus 2. On the bomb site, though, Cappy has been playing around the smoke for a while, and I don't think he's actually shown himself yet, but they are at least being cautious.
They've naded in. They've absolutely no idea that he's around this area. They clear it out. Still being conscious, though. Very well played by Game Agents.
They knew. They had the inkling, at least.
Yeah, something was up. They hadn't spotted an actual side anchor. They knew Cappy was playing around that area earlier on. Shot missed by Alexi. Now his position's known. STG in hand up on top of the wall. He's got a good angle as he jumps over, but not able to hit the shot. And an MP40 now in reserve. He's going into close range fights, lights up a player, jumps around, finds the kill, but the support was there. And so it's 7-5. Game Agents hitting that 7 mark and feeling pretty confident now, moving on to their defense.
Halftime.
Yeah, no, they're in a really strong position. I mean, went up 3-0 early on. That was a good foundation. They were able to just keep building off of that, kind of grinding the rounds out. Lèsè, though, can definitely still pull this one back. I mean, they didn't look terrible. As we said, a bit of a poor start. Once they finally got the weapons going, they definitely looked a lot stronger. Here we go, swapping onto their allied side. We need to see how they're actually going to fare. Having a look at the scoreboard as well, you see for, at least for the Game Agent side, there's not really a massive disparity between the top and the bottom fragger. Everyone kind of contributing as needed. Similar enough over on the Team Lèsè side, but Cappy unfortunately is trailing behind a little bit. Here we go, quite an important round. If Game Agents pick this one up, they could really just be running off with that momentum here for the rest of this game. Ooh, very aggressive from Bumblebee. If he had just continued looking down mid for a couple extra seconds, he likely would have spotted the player.
Smoke coming over, just blocks out windows. Now we should be able to get a plant down. No one's really in position to deny that. And a nice long range kill by Mastermind on the grease gun.
Ooh.
But he gets domed as soon as he spams through that wood. Spirit knows his angles all too well. Oh, that's a disaster from Alexi, but it hits eventually.
Oh, he's been spotted though by Skills, so will eventually go down. Didn't realize there was a second player nearby. And in the meantime, the bomb is actually still yet to be planted. At one point before that wallbang came in from Spirit, it looked like it was just about to go down. They ended up having to delay it, and at this point they're just being picked apart. Baz is the only man left standing. Nade goes over. Let's see if that's going to find anything. I mean, there is a player. Oh, okay. My bad. Didn't quite catch what he was throwing at that point. That would make more sense though on this first round. Baz though pushing forward, looking to see if he can, of course, recover that bomb. Was beginning to run pretty low on time at that point, and Spirit just decides to peek in and take himself the headshot. So 8-5 Game Agents. They do manage to come out on top of the opening round here on the second half, and increase that lead up 8-5. Of course, I mean, Lèsè in this one probably just going to be pulling out the carbines, as you see, keeping what they can to buff up the buy here in the next round a little bit, because they need to get those buys going as soon as possible and really get on the grind of those rounds pretty much. I'm
a really big fan of this buy. When you get all these carbines coming through, the one-shot headshot potential is huge. So you can still take fights long range, close range. The hip fire is decent enough.
You can kind of just play that default, the split and pick style.
Yeah, exactly. But Game Agents still have an upper hand when it comes to the likes of these STGs. You got 2 of them coming through. Bumblebee and Spirit. Spirit obviously having a fantastic round in the previous, getting himself lots of frags. He's got a smoke to play with as well. But that is all the utility they've got on the Game Agent side, those 3 smokes. Like Team Lèsè, they've got nothing as they push forward, just looking for fights. Planting on B is so hard. They haven't got any kills. And Upper's completely open, but Alexi and Cappy come through with a huge double. Spirit still around the windows, and in comes Box to help out on the MP40. Being shot at from middle. Oh, that is risky, jumping back across. Doesn't get taken down, but his teammate does, and as Bumblebee falls, it's a 3 versus 2, with the offensive team Lèsè actually looking better. Box has to try to find something, but he's not spotting them out just yet, and they're going to move towards the A site and get a plant down. This Carbine buy has gone really well for them. And at this point, I mean, I wouldn't even mind Game Agent saving. There's another STG floating around that can be picked up.
It definitely could be worthwhile. I believe Fair has that STG alongside a Gavir, but as we see Box finding an opening here around the house, I think that probably is going to push them to actually go for a very winnable 2 versus 2 at this point. One player back in the spawn towards the street, and then of course one on the bomb site itself. The only issue is Alexi not being checked, able to cut off the cross there with the MP40, and now it's all onto Spirit. I mean, he still has a smoke to work with as well, but as he jumps in, unfortunately will not win out the opening fight against Cappy. Goes down to the Carbine, and as you said, Team Lèsè, a very successful round. I mean, it wasn't the greatest of starts. They were able to then pick off a couple. Well, actually, no, it was pretty solid. Mastermind was able to just walk onto the B bomb site, got that peek in towards Archer. Of course, at that point, then you seen the player from the window pop up. He got his head ripped off, and then it kind of just begun to spiral out of control. We've seen a couple trades from Spirit, of course, kind of spamming back himself. But overall, a good round from Lèsè.
You can see, like, if Game Agents had a save, they'd have the STG on Spirit. Bumblebee had an STG at the start of the round, so a lot more to save that. So you'd have 2 STGs in play, and then obviously Spirit and Bot could donate over some coins, and we could be talking about a pretty decent buy. Losing the Carbines that have no utility supporting them is pretty rough. Just the base weapons to work with at the moment, nothing is working out. They actually got in really good positions, and again, another position being held well by Bumblebee, but the shot's just not hit, and the weapon superiority goes to Lèsè. Those Tommies. See, you had players get up behind them, but they're working with a popcorn. You hit that guy once, he spins around, he's got a Tommy in hand, you're dead. And now 8-7. This is good for Lèsè, but we're going to have a buy coming through from Game Agents, and hopefully a little bit better than before, but it's definitely more threatening because with Lèsè having all these smokes, having all these nades, it's a very rough one to win for the defense. Like, they're in a worse position than the round that they lost, obviously, versus Carbines with no utility.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of utility. Yeah, don't have a lot of utility, but when you use it effectively like that, I mean, that is it's not going to be too much of an issue. Cappy went down, a bit of damage was put in on top of it as well. But yeah, I mean, the 3 MP40s, the couple of SDGs then for the longer range battles, it's not a terrible investment here from Game Agents. See that SDG in the hands of Bumblebee. A peek down mid, actually ahead of the smoke as well, which is not going to be expected. Alexi peeking out though does realize, takes some damage, so has to wait a while before he can try and challenge again. When he eventually does, he actually forces that player back, but it doesn't seem to matter because all of the kills right now are continuing to go in favor of Game Agents. See Zupi pushed up closer in the smoke with a player just on the other side, is now actually the last man left standing as he loses Alexi elsewhere. He's still got his full utility as well, just hasn't had a chance to really do anything. His teammates have just all died around them. Nade unfortunately not connecting anything.
Nice shot.
The Garan does though.
He hits the headshot, so the fact that he was already tagged didn't even matter. But look at this, moving forward, no idea that Spirit's in position. Spams out, moves back, Spirit peeks out, and it's easy peasy at the half wall. 9-7, Game Agents pick it up. 4 players left alive, lots of weapons saved over. That means there's coins for days. And Bumblebee can get whatever he wants. He played with the sniper on the offense, so seeing it come out now wouldn't be too surprising, and there it is, alongside a smoke.
Where's he going to take it towards is the question, though. Will he try and just get that peek down mid early on, maybe bring it over towards B player on the steps? I mean,
here we go.
There's a lot of different opportunities. Going for that jump peek. A little bit of a pixel angle he was trying to take for himself, and currently no one actually going to be facing really towards middle. It doesn't seem like Lèsè either are going to be going for anything quick early on. Just a few players working over towards B, a couple set up for any A aggression that may come in, and that works out perfectly. Alexi catches blue, just trying to push forward into the arches, not really being cautious at all.
Now for Game Agents, 2 players stacked up aggressively on A. This isn't going to work out too well as there's only 1 B defender, and he's now smoked off completely. Spirit has got a nade to play with, but look at Mastermind. He's just watching for any nades coming over. Throws one of his own. It's not going to hit Spirit. Spirit gets his health fully regen, but Mastermind still wall bangs him to death. And although Box finds 1, unfortunately it's over towards the A site, so it's not too useful. Bumblebee going in to deny that plant. He finds the planter, but a little bit too late.
Yeah. I was kind of surprised they didn't just call for the save right there, in all honesty.
Yeah.
I mean, walking in there's almost zero chance that there's not a player on the left side as well, that there's a crossfire being set up. I mean, sure gets the kill on the bomb planter, but even then the bomb just had gone down. It was still a 2 versus 3, was on his own, didn't have the opportunity, goes down, there's no chance of a trade. So, I mean, that was a tough one, but a good round from Lèsè, catching that initial aggression, of course, over towards A-Long, giving themselves the advantage, and then just immediately committing towards B. As you said, they only had the one player there. They took a bit of a gamble after losing one player initially towards A. And Game Agents again on a very, very weak buy. And I mean, losing a player early on does not help. Cappy with the opening frag off the back of the nade. Zoopy going to be able to drop Spirit on the scope, and suddenly Bumblebee heavily pressured towards Tank as this round is just crumbling away right now for Game Agents. Absolutely no success being found.
Those shots, all the tags for Bumblebee, but then he runs into a nade. He just couldn't get out of there alive.
The mastermind play, that's what that was. They baited him in.
Mastermind and nades, though, is just something else. I think, comfortably enough, you can put him on any position on any map and say nade here, and he could do it, as long as it's within nading range. He could hit that nade.
Just, even if he doesn't know the lineup, just kind of has the feel for it.
I'm pretty sure it was Mastermind that hit that just insane nade on Manor House in radio on the B side. He threw a nade that like bounced off the tree, so it actually killed you inside radio. Whereas before, you could only kill them obviously outside radio. But he had this perfect bounce that it like a bouncing Betty almost just came up in the doorway, and the guy was there staring at it like, you gotta be kidding me.
It's like, I'm done. nothing I can do to stay alive at this point. I'll just accept my fate. Bumblebee, though, finding the opening in this round, does take down Baz. And will be traded back at Skills, who gets dropped for the Game Agents side, but I don't think they're going to be too upset. I think being on the Allied side, Team Lèsè should be feeling fairly comfortable. Especially as they do take it in their favor there now with the 4-on-3. And getting themselves ready for this B push. I mean, there is a couple players in position. Blue coming from upper, also in towards Dark. Then you have Spirit, but there's also the player who can try and wrap in from middle right now. Let's see if they're going to find the success, though. Spirit being peeked immediately, tries to actually peek out and see if he can hold at all, but Alexi from Tank was able to just pick him off. That's what they were hoping for. Box gets one back, but still the 2v3. The bomb has gone down now. If they don't get a kill quickly, it's going to be a tough one. Plenty of time being given for Lèsè to set themselves up now for the afterplant. And of course that smoke going to be heavily actually delaying them from being able to push forward for the retake.
Box lit up, still peeking. Doesn't matter, he gets hit by the sniper either way. He would have been dead. And Blue going in for the save. This is, I think, the first time we've seen a save come through this game. And it's now that the scores are quite tight. You're on a 9-10 scoreline at the end of this. Oh, Mastermind coming up. He catches it with the Tommy. There's an SDG upgraded as well. So you're going to feel pretty confident about that. But yeah, you're seeing the save attempt because the scorelines are so close and we're so close to the end of the game. The teams are now starting to take it, I suppose, a little bit more seriously. Oh, no. Well, it's okay. We've had a pause come through.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know what the rules are. I didn't take a look at the exact rules in the tournament. But there was a rule, I think at Epic LAN, that you're not allowed to pause until the round is over.
Yeah, otherwise you get this freeze time and you can go collect weapons and everything, utility, all that sort of...
Which, I mean, you know, it's something that definitely shouldn't be in the game. It's an easy fix. Just pause is delayed until the start of the next round. So now they can technically... And you can see they're not running around. They're not... well, they're running around. They're not upgrading any more weapons. But then again, they've already got all they needed. So it's not that big a deal. But if you had for example, if this ever happens, if you get let's say they all have carbines and a pause comes through and they go and save a weapon, not only will they be punished for it in the rule set, like 99%, I'll also guarantee you I'll stand up, walk over, and slap whoever does it in the face. Like hard enough that you'll hear it.
I don't think you're meant to be threatening people on stream, Mitch. I know we said a little bit more chill.
It's just a slap.
But I don't know if violence is okay.
Now it's a strategy definitely no one's deploying though. So I think they were like, oh, I need to pause, and just paused it and went, oh, goddamn.
Damn, forgot about this.
Like, not this, because it's not something you think of, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, if you call for the pause, you expect that round to finish and then beginning of the next round that it's actually going to come true, but unfortunately just not how it works at the moment, not the way it's been implemented. Having a look at the scoreboard right now, Alexi actually sitting on 21 frags. He's been playing really well. We've had a few rounds where I've seen him whiff a little bit, but overall fragging extremely well for his team, contributing. And I mean, 10-9 right now, it's working out for them. They've actually taken themselves the lead. 4 MP40s, an SDG, and a small bit of utility over on the game agent side right now. Becoming a point for them where it's kind of just do or die. Ooh, Alexi, okay, dropping down. This is dangerous, though. Dropped very low already on health, and Box able to finish him off. He's been very successful as well for game agents. That's kind of the 2 top players right there that challenged each other early on. And that could be the changer right here. That could be game agents picking themselves up another round finally. It was a big name to claim early on, and I mean, Baz going down as well, a 5-on-3. Easily the best position we've seen game agents in so far early on in one of these rounds.
Zupi was checking him towards the windows there with his sniper, but he's taking out the Tommy instead. Smoke goes out. There was a gap there where Blue could have peeked, but it's all good now. They've only got to worry about Spirit, but they're not checking it. They're not worried about Dark. They think that Smoke fully covers it, and they're very wrong as he pushes through. He gets one, tagged up in the third. 10-10, and a really good round by Spirit. And just a disaster from Lèsè not clearing out Dark. They thought the Smoke covered it. There was a gap, so Spirit could read exactly when he needed to push through. And he gets it for free. Both teams on double digits, nice and close. When it comes to the economy as well, I mean, Lèsè aren't struggling. They've still got quite a couple of coins, considering the buy that they've got. You're having the sniper taken out for Alexi.
No scope right now either in the hands of game agents. You see Bumblebee is trying to challenge it with the SDG. Nice opening kill being found out over there from Box. It's Baz who goes down early on, and it seems like now Lèsè with the man disadvantage, initially wanting to just try and straight up commit to that B-bomb, so I have slowed things down a little bit. Oh, okay, Spirit just going straight through the arc smoke, manages to get the hipfire headshot on the Cappy. That does actually push Lèsè to try and just commit forward now that they had a player pushed up potentially behind them, but it's still not going in their favor. So far, only that 1 kill from Zupi being found, leaving them in a very difficult 2 versus 4 right now. Plenty of time remaining, that's one positive. A bit of utility as well to work. You see that nade, or rather smoke going in. Another one being retrieved, I do believe. That time around it was actually the grenade, but doesn't really matter. Bumblebee going to be able to drop Alexi. It's all onto Zupi, and his head gets ripped off quickly as well. It's a strong round from Bumblebee, picking up 2 in the end. 11-10. Game agents picking up a couple of rounds now in a row for themselves. And Lèsè rather this time they don't really have the economy to actually get that full buy-in. They can go for it if they want, but not going to be perfect. Definitely will be lacking a bit.
This is definitely a game where nading efficiently matters a whole lot more than, let's say, CSGO, right? It's good in CS.
Well, I mean, yeah, the nade's not even work in CS if there's like a tiny bit of anything. If you're on a set of steps or something, the stairs just absorb all the damage. Just like, yeah, no, that's realistic.
But, so you're not going to see in full buy rounds, you know, a guy with an AWP and full armor get taken down by a nade immediately. And also the nade costs a lot less in CS than it does here. If you're investing into a grenade, it costs 2 tokens. So if you're winning rounds and you've used up your nade and your smoke, you're basically getting nothing for it. Obviously, the kills grant you a little bit extra, but more or less, you're running at you're really capping basically the amount of hardware you can get if you're getting the nade out, because then it limits your buys. If you lose a round into the STGs and stuff, you won't be able to get them if you have to constantly invest in the nades, which means if you are throwing those frags, they have to serve a purpose. It's either going to be pre-nading, in which case you're taking a gamble that you can find a kill, or it's going to be looking to get yourself the, for example, if a bomb plant is coming in and it's low time, you nade over. Maybe you get a kill, or maybe you pull the guy off the bomb. Those are obviously good. You want to make sure you maximize the potential of getting something with your nade. I think this is something we've seen teams adapt to certainly a lot. Oh, that's fantastic. Pre-nade keeps Cappy back. Cappy was waiting for the peak to come through by Bumble, but nothing to really be found. And then that's a good example of good nade usage, although it didn't directly give the kill. Bumble was pretty confident no one was going to be pushed up aggressively already because they'd see the nade and they'd hold back.
Yeah, it allowed him to get on the angle for himself there towards the arch and have a bit of an idea about how far that player was actually going to be back. You see, he was ready for it as soon as the shoulder was spotted. He was just clicking that mouse 1 button. 5-on-4 right now. Game agents getting themselves so close to victory. We see Lèsè just going to be committed in towards B. It's Mastermind to lead the charge. Taps the bomb, but in the meantime, it's Spirit who taps off the head of Zupi and does so without even having vision. It's the wall bang again. Okay, there we go. Baz picking up a couple on the lurk. Also, Mastermind going to be able to get the counter spam on the Spirit. And it just crumbles.
That was so nice by Mastermind. He faked the bomb plant to get the nades to come over. No nades came through, but Spirit got a kill. So now he knows Spirit's at the window. Fakes the bomb plant again. Spirit goes in for the spam. Knowing the player was up close in the corner, he heard the steps. And Mastermind just walks up the stairs, waits until he knows that spray is not on him.
Okay, you're right here.
Good night. Good night and sweet dreams.
Baz, though, on that lurk around Broken Wall, though, being able to pick up 2 kills was just so important.
Now 11-11, we're tied up and we're getting a really competitive first game. First games of LANs can be a bit of a disaster. You know, you can have that 13-2 or something like that. But
early morning as well.
Absolutely, yeah. But we're having a nice competitive one. This is what we'd like to see. Car 98K on Bumble. We'll see what he can do with it. I love the Car 98. We got J Money here at this LAN. I cannot wait to see the resurgence of that weapon. It's got a lot to live up to from the I-62 days. Lèsè,
I didn't actually get to see that one, unfortunately.
Oh, it was
so I haven't seen the prime of the Car 98 in the hands of J Money. Pretty weak buy overall at the moment, though, from Game Agents. I mean, they've already used the majority of their utility. Do have a couple of smokes remaining at this point. Most of the SMGs they Gavera, and then, as you said, that one Car 98 for Bumblebee. But very similar to what we've seen in that previous round. There's going to be Mastermind leading the way in towards B. The smoke goes down towards the arch. We do also see Baz ready to cut off the rotation, but I'm pretty sure he has been spotted because he did take quite a bit of damage.
So they stuck the bomb there. Nade went over towards upper windows, and the logic there, if the nade is there, if they spam your bomb planter, they're going to die anyways, so you'll get a good trade out of it. And sticking the bomb plant, time's on their side, man advantage as well. Game Agents, they'll lose one though, so man advantage is gone. Baz manages to come in with more on the flank again, and in the house he's cut off, but still, he's wasted time. 24 seconds and 3 players alive. It's going to be very hard to stop this bomb. They've got 2 smokes. They've completely blocked off vision. Cappy's alone on the site now. He has to fade back as he's so low.
Good kill though by Mastermind. The issue is being dropped so low at this point. Was aware of the fact that both players were off the bomb, of course, so that was called over. Zupi eventually coming in from behind, and it's just not time anymore. There it is. Zupi, just by staying alive, is going to be able to take Lèsè up to 12 rounds map point for themselves. As Box is unfortunately just left in dark, holding that Thompson, realizing the round is over, and I guess just trying to be as happy as he can that he was able to save over that weapon at least into potentially the final round.
Yeah, being in dark is pretty good for him there, being able to save over the weapon. And
yeah,
not
you're
be
sharing a
hunted
room.
down afterwards.
You're sharing a room with Dark, so you know what that's like.
No, that was huge by Zupi. He found the bomb planter.
Poor cleaner.
And then obviously stayed alive afterwards. So that's a huge positive. I got a story about Dark and the cleaner. I'll tell you later on. I just see him go, oh my god, no.
Shaking his head like, please don't tell them, Mitch.
Don't do it.
Oh, okay. What's the plan right now with Lèsè? I don't think we've seen them take it towards this A-bomb site at all so far.
Not quite so
that I recall.
convincingly.
And I mean, it's not going well. Maybe that's why Box able to take down 3 skills, gets Cappy as well. It's all onto Zupi right now. 1v5 probably not going to happen, so it seems like overtime pretty much confirmed at this point. Oh, no overtime in groups. That's just being confirmed by Dark, so a draw it is, I guess.
We're tied up. There we go. It's a big T. Lèsè and Game Agents, they put on one hell of a good show.
Who's lying to us? The game or Dark?
No.
Yeah, I'd imagine the game just hasn't had it turned off.
Auto config is just going to be the...
Do the players know that, though? Because a lot of players just don't bother reading the rules. Okay, they do, I imagine, because someone from Lèsè just left.
Just bailed out of here.
Mastermind, was it? Yeah, Mastermind was just like, all right, boys, I'm out. I know that we're not playing the overtime, so I'm going to leave before you guys take it serious.
Yeah. Well,